The perfectionist. In business, this shows up as over-tweaking offers, delayed launches, the investigator. You're the person that has more degrees and certifications than the people you see who are making all the money. The helper. In business, this shows up as over-serving, undercharging. Enthusiast. They start lots of things, but they have no scalable system. This wound actually comes from not getting nurturing from the feminine in childhood. If you're wondering why your income never seems to match your effort, then pay attention. You're stuck in an unconscious sabotage pattern. I'm Chris Duncan, and this is Self-Made Millionaire. If you've done all the courses, meditated, journaled, healed your inner child, but are still feeling stuck, you're not alone. After helping thousands of driven entrepreneurs like you, I discovered the real shift isn't in fixing yourself. It's in creating from your superconscious. This podcast will help you to break the loop, stop oscillating, and finally build a business that gives you time, wealth, and true freedom without burning out. Let's dive in. Here's 9 ways you could be sabotaging your business and don't even know it. Every entrepreneur, and actually every person, runs on 2 systems. One, the creative structure, where our goals and visions and dreams are the focus of our creative endeavors. Or the protective structure, where your unconscious programming just tries to keep life familiar. And it seems like it's against what you really want. Now, what we tend to do is live in the protective structure and try to solve it, which just creates a loop. The more we try to solve it, the more we stay stuck in it. And as business owners, this is so obvious. See, these protective strategies were formed to protect a core wound. And in business, we see them. They keep you in this oscillating pattern or loop. I know that's what happened to me. I felt like I was putting all this energy and attention and effort into what I thought was an end result, but actually I was just trying to solve one of the 9 sabotaging patterns. So let me explain each one of them in detail, because once you see them, you'll see it in your life, and the truth will set you free. Now, there are 9 ways that we live in this protective structure. They were formed to protect a core wound. And in business, they show up as patterns that pull you back in a loop. The first sabotaging pattern is the perfectionist. The core wound is this belief that you're not perfect and you're not good enough, and you're trying to become good enough. In business, this shows up as over-tweaking offers, delayed launches, and never ready to sell. The result is your revenue stalls because you're always trying to be perfect and you're terrified of failure or rejection. The second sabotage pattern is the helper. This core wound is this idea that you only have value if you're needed or appreciated. In business, this shows up as over-serving, undercharging, saying yes to people who you really shouldn't. The result is burnout, no bandwidth for growth, and truthfully, you forget yourself. You forget self-care. You're too busy helping everyone else, and you never make the money you want. The third sabotage pattern is the achiever. They only believe they're worthy if they're successful. By the way, this is the one that I lived in. The business sabotage is chasing vanity metrics, overpromising and hiding failures. I had a $4.5 million a year business. When my friend died, suddenly everything fell apart. Why? Because we were making 4.5 and probably spending 4.3. And the reason why I say probably is I didn't even look at it. I only looked at the top line. I only looked at what would make it impressive to others. And because I was in that, it crumbled. I sabotaged my results. I would overpromise. In fact, when he passed away, I took on all the responsibility. I hid failures. I wouldn't accept it. And the result is you look really great on the outside, but on the inside, and the truth is very, very, very different. And you'll see some of the other videos on my channel and on this podcast where I explain some of the realizations it took to realize that I was actually trying to solve that wound instead of creating what I would love. Anyway, the fourth sabotage pattern is the individualist. This is this core wound that something's missing in you. And you're trying to find what is it that's wrong or that I need to find in me. In business, this is constantly reinventing your brand, avoiding marketing until it feels authentic. You have no consistent audience and no income. And you're not in an end result of a business. You're in this trying to find whatever's that missing ingredient that will make your business so special that everyone says yes to it. The fifth sabotage pattern is the investigator. This core wound is that the world will drain you if you're not prepared. You're always in preparation, endless research, overthinking. This person doesn't have self-development. They have shelf development. They have a shelf full of development material they've never, ever read or or finish, and they keep just adding to this shelf. The result of this wound is opportunities pass you by. In fact, you're the person that has more degrees and certifications than the people you see who are making all the money. And you just don't understand how they could go out there and be teaching and sharing when you know more than them. I see this a lot. Real quick, if you're a driven entrepreneur who's done all the work but still feels stuck, or like you're oscillating between progress and burnout, I've got something really powerful for you. I'm running a live training where I'll show you how to unlock your superconscious so you can finally create the freedom, wealth, and impact you're here for. Hit the link in the show notes to save your spot. And now, back to the episode. The sixth sabotage pattern is the loyalist. This wound is that the world is unsafe. Now, when COVID came out, these people just came out of everywhere. There was every ridiculous claim under the sun of how things wouldn't work. Do you know what I did? In 2020, I bought 2 properties. Those are the 2 best decisions I ever made. Everyone else was freaking out in Australia. Those 2 decisions, I spent about $3 million. They've turned into over $8 million. I've made more money on that decision than anything else. But all of these people had the core wound of how unsafe and bad and everything was going, freaked out and missed the opportunity. In business, this core wound leads to doubting decisions, seeking way too much reassurance, and waiting for certainty. Result is paralysis. Okay, they don't get what they really want. The 7th sabotage pattern is the enthusiast. The core wound is that they must avoid pain at all costs. This is the shiny object syndrome, chasing every new idea, abandoning offers before they mature. Funny, this wound actually comes from not getting nurturing from the feminine in childhood, meaning they didn't have the ability to feel sad. So they always go for a new idea because the new idea, it's romantic, it's exciting. Anyway, the result is they start lots of things, but they have no scalable system. The 8th sabotage pattern is the challenger. The core wound is that they must be in control. They have to control everything. There's a certain path on the Entrepreneur Ascension Plan where this person can't go any further, okay? They refuse help. They micromanage. They push away collaboration. The result is they're the bottleneck. They have to control everything, and it's a big problem. The 9th sabotage pattern is the peacemaker, and they just believe that their presence doesn't matter. In business, they avoid conflict. They undersell. They let others dictate terms. I've seen so many people, they have a business partner, and they just do whatever the business partner says. This person with this wound, they blend into the background. They never stand up. Typically, they're very good at whatever they can do, but they never speak up. And the result is they never achieve their goals because they just blend into the background. All of these patterns are compensating identities for a way that you feel you're incomplete that was birthed in childhood. They're designed to keep you safe by avoiding this core wound. When you try to fix or heal or change this wound through business, you just go around and around and around and around in circles. Yet every single orientation, every single sabotage pattern actually holds the seeds of true genius. Check this out. The person who has the pattern of not feeling perfect and always seeking perfection has the ability to see excellence and true beauty and perfection. The person who has the second pattern, who's always helping and denies receiving, always trying to feel needed, they have this amazing genius to just know what others actually need. The third person, the third sabotaging pattern, who's always trying to achieve and get validation through achievement, well, this person typically knows how to present an offer. And when I realized that my genius was the ability to present an offer and to know how to do that, I've been able to use that to create a humongous shift in my life and in the world through the superconscious work. The 4th pattern, always striving for uniqueness. You see this pattern where they always feel like something's missing in them. They always feel unique. You see this person in many artists, and artists are able to create something truly unique. The 5th pattern of always seeking more information, to be the observer, to try to figure out how to get more information. Well, they have this unique ability to have expertise and genius. The 6th pattern of not feeling safe. Well, they are the best person to give you their money because they will never do something that's unsafe. The 7th person who's always trying to go to a new idea, they are the best marketing consultants on the planet. They can always come up with new ideas. The 8th person who's always seeking control, control. They are the best bosses. They are the best person in crisis. And the ninth person who feels like a nobody, who is usually sitting on the sidelines buying courses and never starting, they are the best person helping everyone get along. See, what you must understand is the way that you are sabotaging is actually holds your genius. When you learn to let go of trying to fix that there's something wrong with you, step into a new structure where you focus on what you want, where you tune into your highest potential. This allows you to integrate that shadow, integrate that sabotage pattern, and your genius emerges. I know that's what happened to me. When I learned this information and I decided that I was going to step into my highest potential, I asked one question: how would I love it to be? What would I love to create? And I chose an end result that I would love. And I decided, firstly, I would love to have a business that works completely without me. And so I created the Digital Marketing School. We built that business. I hired people. I had it work. It was fantastic. And then I asked the next question: what would I love to do now? And I created the Superconscious movement. So that is the first step, is choose what it is that you would love for no other reason. Second is identify which pattern is running the sabotage. And I can help you do that actually. We have a training where we go right into which of these loops that you're stuck in and help you to find it. It's actually very affordable. It's $97 and it comes with a full download of which loop you're in, how it's causing sabotage in your business, and the genius that will emerge when you let it go. Okay. The third step is to ask your superconscious to let go of the need to fix that sabotage pattern so that you can tune into what you want and you can actually integrate everything that's stopping you. When the unconscious is on board, you stop self-sabotaging because you stop this internal civil war. You stop trying to see a wound and trying to solve it. And instead you give up that protective structure and you ask a different question: how would I love it to be? And you feel that uncomfortable tension of, well, I would like it to be like that, but I'm super worried about this, and this. But you don't give that your focus. You let that go. You recode it and you allow yourself to integrate to your highest potential. So if you're ready to find out which of the 9 sabotage patterns running your life and your business and how to break it, ensure to join me on a live session, get the full report and understand this, because it is so important to realize it's probably not another strategy. It's probably not another tactic that you need. What you need is to be able to step into the creative structure, stop your self-sabotage, and create the life and the business you love. So go and do that right now. If you got value from today's episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the real conversations and tools to help you break the cycle so you can create a business and life you actually love. If you're ready for more support, check out the link in the show notes. I'm running a live training where you'll learn how to unlock your superconscious and start scaling with purpose, profit, and peace. And don't forget to follow me on all socials at Chris M. Duncan. Remember, stop solving problems, start creating your future.